Hello and Hello and welcome to Custard Damage, a solo Dungeons and Dragons adventure. My name is Slyth and I'll be the DM as well as the player, as Solo DnD goes. And I saw a couple videos on Solo DnD and I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I do that already. Except this time I'm putting what's in my brain out loud. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. 10 years ago, the first galactic war started, though ended only a few months later. The Tezdecs of the Cradle World Bifus made it to space and made contact with the Federation, consisting of the United Earth, home to the humans, the Uvi Zakora of the Elves, the Spicer Armada of the Plush, and the Hollow Navy of various space dwarves, gnomes, etc. And then, of course, there's several minor powers spread out throughout the Federation, including the trade planet known as Sephiria. The Tezdecs' star neighbor, unfortunately for them, were the Plush of the Spicer Armada. The Tezdecs, wanting to show off their might in the galaxy, launched a gravity-destructing missile at the Spicer Cradle world of Neron. The missile failed to reach its target, however, but the audacity of the attack led to the Spicers, for the first time, to engage in conflict, as a way to show their own power to the other galactic races. They even took the humans' want to spare the Tezdecs in mind and only scorched precisely 75% of the Tezdec world and blacked out all technological capability with EMPs and technologically destructing devices. I can't read. However, while the war ended quickly, their ships began to evolve into now what are called the Scrappers. Used to suck anything from meteors to ships and forge in the rough, broken ships with technology and scrap to fly. This new threat was followed quickly by the increase of space pirates, as some of the scrap ships manufactured ships to sell to the lesser worlds and give them access to space. The Scrappers are slowly trying to rebuild their scorched cradle world and take back against the universe. Or more of the Galactic Federation. It's a big war thing. Big space war. Big homebrew world space war. Yeah! Anyway. Currently, flying on a cruiser ship. Not even that. It's a small ship. Passengers, only one person. Has a small room in the back to rest in. Is a slime. Sitting in a Prophecy 9 spaceship. This slime is Custard. Custard stands about only 3 feet tall, a turquoise slime that was found drifting in the ancestor ruins of space, a large open void where once many species were said to be, but were wiped out millions of years ago. And Custard was brought aboard. Custard was found by General Abraham Steele and trained to join the Prophecy fleet. Currently, Custard is in their little ship, flying through space, waiting for a mission to come in. And that is when a beep is heard. On the screen, a elven figure appears, one of the Federation mission conductors, and they speak really simply.
Custard, your task is to fly into Sector E6439 and take out an enemy ship from a Scrapper Legion. They have been heading towards a Federation Alliance mining operation on world E643-Tart. Good luck from the Galactic Federation.
And then the message vanishes. Custard looks up at the computer, obviously a little disappointed, never really getting to talk to much of the Galactic Federations ever since they've gotten to fly around on their little ship. And so, quickly booping some buttons, they begin to try making their way to this potential threatening scrapper ship. Custard is a member of the Federation, of course, and wants to protect the world or something. I don't know. They don't want the mining operation to explode. Custard likes rocks. And as they fly, let's roll a survival check for Custard to see how well they can navigate themselves to a spaceship. Alright, so we got... So, Custard, in all of the training that Custard is doing, immediately slams the brakes on the ship. And goes like, oh man, E6 something tart? That's the world oh, I don't know where the fuck that is. Shit. And, slams some more buttons. And it takes quite some time for Custard to actually make it even close to where Custard is supposed to be heading. And the moment Custard gets there, it's clear that Custard's ship has been very much spotted by the Scrapper ship. The entire Scrapper ship turning towards this small little spaceship. The huge Scrapper ship looks almost like it's made out of scraps and metals. It has a very makeshift window, and it's probably only held together by an odd piece of technology the Tezdeks have that allow them to sort of keep what they need to breathe inside the ship. And the other thing about Tezdek's ships is they have a huge underbelly with almost large turning jaws that just suck in meteors or small ships and just grind them down into material, into more scraps to sort of use, and even cipher through the technology to try getting things, bits and bobs. And so now this ship is turned towards Custard's small ship, slowly heading towards it. Oh man, this is good. These Tezdeks are real Tezdeks, am I right? And Custard uses a pseudopod to high-five themselves. Custard is going to do a perception check to see if they can spot a good entrance to get into this ship via crashing into the side of it with her small ship. This is a terrible idea, but I don't know, it came to my mind. So Custard spots two entrances. There is one on the lower deck area, and then there's another on the upper deck area, or well, more of side wing. So there's like a almost garage entrance and then like a side door. And Custard, looking at this, immediately chooses the side door because anything to get away from those huge malls. So it's time for a contested space check, I guess. I don't know if I survival check, because they are against a larger scrap ship. Which I will roll the die. How am I gonna roll the? I didn't think about how I'm gonna roll enemy dice. I'll roll it here. Fuck it. So the Scrapper ship has no bonus to this thing. It has no bonus. It's pretty easy. So Scrapper ship, it's slow maneuvering. Custard has a pretty high chance to outmaneuver it, and quite easily so. Custard quickly zooms around the ship in their little one-person vehicle, and then slams the nose of the vehicle right into the side to park the ship. That's how you do it. And then Custard would open up the hatch and jump out. Obviously, intruders, clearly an intruder. So here Custard is, now in the hallway where their ship is. Oh man, this place is really warm. And that would be one of the first things Custard notices. This ship is incredibly warm. The inside of it is nothing too impressive. It is a very hot ship because of the way it functions. And definitely if they were to stay in here for an extended amount of time, they could get exhausted just from the sheer heat that's kind of melting Custard's slimy body. There is very bright overhead flickering lights. The hallways are relatively empty looking, not really cool, or they're not really rounded, and the floor is almost a mismatch of upwards and downwards facing tiles, so it's not the easiest to move across, but it isn't quite difficult enough to be difficult terrain, maybe not in this area at least. And it would be at this point, Custard, I'm gonna make a perception check to see if Custard, can tell anything to be around. Oh yeah, that would really suck if I didn't see anything here. And with that, Custard looks around, looking left and right. So with Custard's check, they can immediately tell there is a space goblin heading this way from above. And Custard is not really a ranged attack kind of slime. Custard is, but does have a crossbow for some reason. I didn't realize that. Well, fuck it. I didn't realize I can shoot. So, getting the moment of surprise is this space goblins making their way to check out this thing for the ship. Custard turns around the corner, pulling out their little space crossbow that shoots probably like, I don't know, metal darts like in Half-Life. They pull it out, and they're going to try to get a shoot on. However, that shot easily misses the space goblin. And that is where initiative shall be rolled. I do not come in peace, motherfucker! The goblin is up first. The goblin, of course, seeing a metal dart fly right past its head, is already very weary about the idea of going down this corridor. Seeing a little bit of a hand, the goblin races down and looks around the corner and is going to try to slap around the corner. Seeing Custard's goopy body about the same size of the space goblin. And that would easily hit Custard, as the goblin rolled 18 plus whatever the heck a goblin does. Ow, you bitch! How dare you hit me? I have no healing. And the goblin lets out a snarl. It doesn't really say too much, speaking in a like distorted tongue, likely goblin, and speaking goblet. So the goblin immediately hits for max damage. Custard taking 8 damage right off the bat. Not a good day to be a Custard. Holy crap! What the fuck is happening? Am I gonna die on my first mission? Oh man, my first time. No, a lot of the mission all over, I'm gonna die. And that's where the goblin sneers, being like,
Of course you're gonna die on your first mission, dummy.
well, you suck. And it would be Custard is up next. And staring at it, Custard draws out a flail. A makeshift flail with a sort of tiny asteroid at the end of it, and begins to spin it around and tries slapping the goblin, immediately hitting with a heavy hit. And this hit slams into the goblin's head, cleaving it right off. Custard can probably get to guess that there is already an alert that's going on. And because of so, Custard, I'm going to check the halls before I decide to make which one I'm going to pursue down. So, checking the halls, Custard can immediately tell that there is something up ahead. In the upper corridor, Custard immediately gets a glimpse of what is likely some sort of rudimentary trap up here. But this hallway seems like the coast is clear. Alright, well, fuck that, I'm going straight. I can't deal with traps. I'm not a rogue. And so Custard runs along this path, reaching a door. How do I deal with a door? What do I think of this door? If I have to roll a perception check every single time I run into a door, if I like my players, I'll roll a perception check on the door. Looking at the door, and immediately you can tell the door is trapped. Oh shit. I guess I have to, alright. I gotta disable the door. This is a sleight of hand of a Custard. Sleight of Custard. So Custard slaps the door and immediately has to roll a Constitution saving throw, as the door is coated in a thick poison. Bitch lasagna. Passing the save, Custard luckily does not take anything from it, and stares at the door longer. However, from making a ruckus, the door opens, and Custard is immediately made with the face with a hobgoblin and a warg. The hobgoblin is a relatively short for a hobgoblin. He has dark blue hair and white eyes, and looks down at Custard, because even though he's short for a hobgoblin, he still has about 3 feet on this 3-foot slime.
Why are you in our ship? I heard a loud crash. I didn't think anyone would actually be stupid enough to make their way into here. I'll let you explain yourself simply before I kill you.
Well, my name is Custard, and, I really just want to, I'm lost.
You're lost.
That's your excuse.
You made it all the way out here in space and you got lost on our ship. Tell me, Custard, do you know who we are?
Well, my name's Custard. Nice to meet you. But no, I'm lost. I don't know how I got here. And you know what? I don't really care how I got here. You're really cool.
You're a really stupid, kid. I hate to have to do this, but I'm gonna have to restrain you. And you'll kinda look like space food to me.
But what's your name?
Radiro.
And he begins to draw out a blade. And his faithful companion, his warg, begins to growl. Initiative. Oh man, I didn't even get a time to roll a deception check. This is bullshit. Will I make friends or foes with Redrio? Can I survive the scrapper ship? I don't know, but I guess we'll find out next time on Custard Damage. So, leave a like and a sub, man. I'm just a slime. I need the goop.